Hey, everybody. We're here in person. Actually touching in real life. You're real. Exactly. It's not the first time we were meeting together. Okay. Why are you here?
Why am I here? Well, no. Okay. So we from the very beginning of both of our journeys, we knew that investing in ClickFunnels and being able to attend live events and surround ourselves in the community is how we wanted to grow our business. And so the next logical step into that world after One Funnel Away and after you buy the software is to get into what they call the 2CCX program. Many of you guys will know exactly what that is, but essentially it's a program all dedicated to help you walk across the stage once you, with that $1 million mark, right?
Yeah.
So super awesome. And so the people in that program are all entrepreneurs who are trying to make a go of their business using Linchpin and ClickFunnels. And they're learning that in the program. So we know that it's important to continue to invest in the community that you are a part of. And so that is part of our investment. And so yesterday was a 2CCX event. So, hey, Madison, shout out.
Yeah. So it was like a 2-day event. There was group 1 that went on Wednesday, group 2, which was our group, that went on Thursday. That's the right days. Yes.
Yeah.
Like today is Friday. I got to see a little bit of a sneak peek on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But not enough to really know what we were in for Thursday. And it was awesome.
It was
and
it's a double whammy because we get education and then we also get to meet some of our clients during the 2CCX program. So it's a nice, like, both on the evolution of our own self as well as just connecting with all of our beautiful humans that we get to serve.
Yeah. Okay. So quickly, like what it was like, because we're going to share some of the takeaways, and you can see in our description of this video, like Russell was involved, Steve was involved. So we'll tell you about that. It was really cool, the things that they were saying.
Yeah.
But then the sandwiched between. So Russell kicked it off for like 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. And then Steve had like an hour. Yeah. I think he went an hour at the end. So sandwiched in the middle, everybody in attendance did like inner circle style. And we've both been to inner circle. So we knew what that was like, but this is the first time they were doing it in 2CCX. So everyone got up and then had like a 10-ish minute slot and just introduced themselves, gave a share, like some value to the room, and then asked a question if they had one. So Andrea did our 10-minute slot. She killed it. And it was funny, like the day of, and even the day before, we were like, what are we going to share? What's the give? And I think we picked the right one. Yeah. I think that was the right thing to go with. It was the 6 experience models that a lot of you already know because we've talked about them a lot. Yeah. And so that was really cool. I recorded it, so maybe we'll share. Well, I'll get Andrea's permission first.
Sure. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
But maybe we can post that here in our Facebook group. If you're watching on YouTube, we're also streaming to our Facebook community, which is where we put a lot more content. And maybe we'll post it in the group so everyone can benefit from your 10 minutes of awesomeness.
Let's do it.
So, okay, let's talk about the takeaways real quick. So Russell, kicked us off. You loved what he was saying. I had to sneak out early because I had to go get ready for Funnel Hacker TV. But, so what I caught was he's basically just setting up the day, like getting everybody into the right mindset. Yeah. So there were some things that he said, though, that you really, really liked.
Oh, man, they were so good. So he, as you guys know, he's writing his 4th book. And last month, he basically deleted the whole thing and started again. So, and I think typical kind of how Russell rolls things out is he tries it on in different audiences, right? And then he like iterates. And so yesterday morning, he shared a little bit more of what he's, some of the things he's talking about. And so he said, he does this coaching program and he looks at a lot of like, why do people actually, like, why are they successful versus those who aren't? They get the exact same material, the exact same coaching, the exact same program. What is the difference? And his conclusion is that the difference is confidence, which that right away, right? I think most of us would be like, yeah, that totally makes sense. I would agree with that. But right after that thought, you might have like, but what does that actually mean? So, and that was basically what he said. He was like, okay, what does that actually mean? So he played this really great clip from Myron Golden at Mastermind in Paradise, where basically talking about what is confidence. And so then they stopped that, and Russell summarized it. And it is simply that confidence is connected to your word, and can you keep your word to yourself, and commit to yourself to keep your word. And that the more that you have something where you tell yourself you're going to do something and you break that, the brain is basically then saying like, well, I don't trust you. I'm not confident that you're going to be able to do this. And so your confidence tanks. And so his big thing is like you have to have a commitment to yourself, keep your word to yourself, no matter how big or small. That will help to increase your confidence and then go forward. And the reason why this resonated, it blew my mind too, Madison, because it's like such a simple concept. And when I'm looking at my own life, it's like, if I, in when it comes to career, I have a lot of confidence because I have always usually kept my word to myself. And I know that like, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And that has been a consistent pattern and a muscle I've exercised frequently. In my personal life, totally different, right? Where it's like, you say you're going to get up and, exercise, say you're going to be more healthy, right? And then that time comes and you're like, no. Not, like I'm gonna go work. So because I'm confident over there and I'm not confident over here, but then it's just like a never-ending cycle. Anyway, but so it's just that it's the word to yourself, which is really cool. Good reminder.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And okay, so then we had a bunch of awesomeness in the middle of that. I don't think we have time to really go into things that we picked up from them, though. I know we teased it. Yeah. I don't think we have time. We'll have to kind of talk about it, on future lives. But then at the end of it, Steve Larsen, he was like the special secret guest speaker. And
one thing before you go there, just to talk about like all the people in the room without giving too much of what they did, I will say that the thing that I love the most about just like that community is that there was people from all walks of life. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was like all different, really crazy, awesome, interesting, unique businesses. I mean, it went from like someone who specializes in helping people like do yacht business and like be on yachts, you know what I mean? To like real estate, to somebody who like has a health center in Costa Rica, and like, I mean, somebody who was like a specialized in dating coach. I mean, like just the range was incredible. And it's just, I don't know. I was like, isn't it so cool? All of these entrepreneurs in the room solving little tiny problems in the world, with their own unique thing. It was awesome.
Yeah, so, it really was. Yeah. I think, but, and also to that point, like in different places in their business too. Yes. Some of them are like, I do this, but I don't really even have my offer put together yet. Yeah. And then some were like, I made $50K this month. Like,
but my business is like going crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Like I don't know what to do. Yeah. Or like the YouTube did that too. Like we've got a couple, right? They had, what was it? Something crazy. It was like 1 million. I don't know. They like blew all these YouTube records, but like, but we have no business on the end, So it was just like, it was awesome. It was like, wow, that's so cool.
Okay, so quick takeaways from Steve. If you were at Funnel Hacking Live this past year, then it was you heard him talk about his offer hooks. That's what he presented again. But like he keeps presenting and reiterating and getting cleaner at talking about it. Mm-hmm. And it was really good.
So like, good. Best I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And things were clicking that like didn't really click. It was like, it felt like, oh, that's really cool. Like the first 1 or 2 times you hear him talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, that makes some sense. Like, that's cool. I've never heard someone talk about it that way. But then yesterday it was like, oh my gosh, like we need to like insert that into our own stuff. And like, it was really awesome. So it was offer hook. I think the biggest takeaway that everyone in the room was talking about, if for a Steve takeaway, was marketing is not sales.
Yes.
Marketing is what happens up until the point where they say like, tell me more, or how much is it? And then you move into sales. Yes. You don't move into sales until that happens, until they've raised their hand and said that they're actually interested in hearing about the offer itself. That
it's almost like it's huge. Like when people say like, oh, they're creepy marketers. No. They're just creepy sales guys that are trying to do marketing maybe, or like they went to the sale too soon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're not doing marketing. So that was so good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think it also pushes us of like, if that is our, like, I will not enter a sales conversation with you until I get a green light from you that is either tell me more or how much is it, that fundamentally changes the game in terms of how am I engaging with clients and how am I serving, right? Because then it's like I'm going for that green light and I'm not just going to assume a green light, which is really, really cool. Yeah.
And am I remembering it correctly in when he said everyone who hasn't hit that line of tell me more, how much is it, are not leads?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
They only become leads once they've raised their hand.
Yes.
So when you're,
prospects.
when you just have people that are like on your email list or watching your video, that doesn't make you a lead. That doesn't make them a lead until they have said like, yes, tell me more about this thing. I want to know. Like,
so for all of you guys listening, if you want to give me a tell me more,
just write it in the chat. Write it in the chat if you want to hear our offer. Tell me more. Yeah. So that was like it makes so much sense of like, oh my gosh, duh. Yeah. But like nobody talks about it that way. And the way that he talked about it yesterday was just super crystal clear. And it was really awesome. So okay. We have to end, but thank you so much for hanging out with us. We don't really have, do you want to give
we're going to be in person 2 more times in the coming months. As we are. There we go, which is really exciting.
We are. You'll see us together again. Yes. There is one thing you should know about book club. So we are starting the next round of book club this next Tuesday. We go live into the CF 2.0 Geek Out Facebook group. If you're on YouTube hanging out with us right now, I don't know where there's a link, but if you go to geekoutcommunity.com, it will get you to our group. And we're going to be doing Never Lose a Customer Again by Joey Coleman. And we go live on Tuesdays at 2 Mountain Time, where we just talk about what we read that week. We don't talk about the entire book. We break it up into, it's probably going to be at least 15 weeks, I would imagine, for this book, because that's what it was when we did the Secrets trilogy. Each book was about 15-ish weeks. So we'll put out the schedule, but get this book if you want to participate, or if you can't get the book, you can still put it into your calendar and still come, because we always do like an overview, and there's a ton you can learn just from us talking about it. So,
and the reason I think it's important that you chose that book and why you guys are tuning in, right, is that yes, we do know ClickFunnels 1 and 2.0. We know all the surrounding tech. We know how to actually execute the linchpin. We can help you with that. But our true passion is diving deep into how to build continuity experiences. And in order to do that, you have to understand customer journeys, and you have to understand the action of customer service and customer experience and building the tech to support those things. And so this book, I think, is very much in alignment with how we think we can best serve you guys in terms of the stuff that you can't find anywhere else. So
it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let us know, I guess, if you're coming to book club, or let us know if you liked Russell's Golden Nugget or Steve's Golden Nugget better. Which one did you like the most? Let us know in the comments. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.